Okay, I got another project here. This is a treadmill pulley. The customer, he would like to leave this 10 groove pulley. You can see it's a multi-groove pulley, so you have 10 grooves here. He would like to leave this. I'm gonna have to face this up, clean it up, and I think I might have to take a little bit off of this to true it up. But this surface looks like it's fine. It's a machine surface, so I'm not gonna mess with that unless I have to. But he would like to put a larger pulley on here, but he'd leave this so he can still take the other pulley off. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make another pulley and then slip it over top of this one, and then put sets or screws down through in a few places to hold it down. This diameter is roughly like 1.3, so he wants to make it a 2-inch, so we don't have a whole lot of room to play. But I will say is in my scrap, since I do a lot of scrapping here and there, I found a pulley, and this happens to be off of a treadmill that I had scrapped several years ago. It happens to be perfectly a 10 groove pulley, and it's 2 inches that he needs. So we're going to take this pulley, machine this ID here to slip over top of this, then we're going to put cap screws down through here and hold it down. So we're going to make this like a nice slip fit, so everything goes together nice. So one of the first things we want to do is we're going to measure from the top of this down here to see what the overall height we need is. So I got my depth gauge here. I already have a 1-inch pin in here. So we'll set it on here, just like this. Crank it down, just till it touches. Lock it. And our dimension comes out to be 1.216. We can take a couple measurements just to make sure. There's a couple different spots here. Lock it. Oops. It looks like it's 2165 maybe. So okay, let's write that down. 1.216. Next, let's measure the OD. It's going to be difficult to get all the way down at the bottom here. We'll get it as close as we can. All right. And that is 1.29, and it looks like it's 2.99. Yeah. You can see the line is lined up with that, so that's the last digit. So it's 1.299. Let's double check. This is 1.284. 1.284. Okay, this is 1.28. 1.286. That's what we had thought. It looks like someone had marred this a little bit, so the dimensions are slightly like it's almost belled a little bit. Yeah, because this dimension here is actually 1.3, looks like 1.33. I mean excuse me on that, it's 1.303. So what we'll do is we'll probably skim that, and we'll just take the 4 thousandths off, so that'll be 1.280. Then we'll make this diameter here just a few thousandths over the 1.284. I mean, just a hair over. And then this should slide over top of this, and then we'll go ahead and get our holes drilled and get this threaded, and then we'll be good to go. Okay. Okay, I have it set up in here in the lathe already. It's hard to see the dial indicator. I can't get the glare, but if I hold it and spin it, I already bumped it around and got that almost perfect. It's maybe moving 2/10 maybe or something like that. It's very minute. And then in the other direction, it is pretty much exactly where we want it. I was going off right in here. It's probably the better machine surface. Let's bring it to 0. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's, like I said, it's difficult, but if it's a 1/10, I would be really surprised. So we got everything centered in, so all we're going to do now is just skim this and skim this to kind of true everything up. All right, so I took a 5 thousandths cut already. The camera was shaking too bad, so I didn't record during it, but it cleaned up that surface perfect. So I'm not even going to mess with that anymore. I'm going to go ahead and mic this, and then probably take off 4 thousandths, I think is what we talked about. So it's shaking a little bit, but try to get this in here. So far it only hit this top, the first groove, third groove. That's kind of what we want though, to take that bell mouth out of it. And that's perfect. It barely touched the back end there. So if it mics out okay, I'm going to leave everything just where it is. I don't want to take too much off of this at all. Just taking a quick measurement here. And it is exactly where we want it to be. So I'm not going to mess with it anymore. It come out perfectly, 3.84 the whole way now. So we're done on that. So now we're start working on the other piece. I went ahead and got the board finished and everything. I just wanted to show you that everything is perfect, exactly the way we want it. This guy here, if you get it just right, he slips right in there. Yeah, it's snug, perfect. So that's exactly what we want. You can feel that there's, I can't wiggle it. I mean, so it's a nice snug fit. So, and even you can see getting it off, it's snug. So the next thing is to measure back, part this off, and then on this guy here, there was a little bit of a radius right in here. So we'll have to cut that on the back side, but we'll go ahead and get this parted off, flipped over. I might do some of that on camera, I may not. I'll see here, see how things go. The camera's too shaky. I'm gonna have to find a better way to get a better stand or something. That way it looks a little bit better for you. All right. Sorry guys, the camera's just shaking too much. Okay, I wanted to show you something real quick. You know, we have a radius in here that we have to machine into the other pulley to make it fit. And Starrett makes these radius gauges. You can see the part number on there. But if you look, it's an 1/8 inch radius. Look at that. It is perfect. So that's what the radius we need to grind. What's nice about this tool is on the back side here, that's what we grind our tool to. So it makes it pretty simple. So, alright, we'll start grinding and get this radius cut. Okay, you can see I got the radius cut. Yeah, it chattered on me a little bit. That's common whenever you do radiuses, and I didn't polish it out. I could polish it out, but since you won't see it, I'm not too concerned about it, and I know the customer won't either. So, but if you look now, this guy snugly fits over, and look at that. He's all the way back down here, and that's what exactly we wanted. You can see even the surface, it's perfectly flush with the top here, so that's exactly what we wanted. So now all we need to do is drill, tap all these holes. That way it'll hold it down. And we're going to recess these screws too, cap head screws, so that, you know, this surface is still flush. But then that'll make it nice for him. He'll just undo those screws. He'll be able to take us right off. Okay, I brought it over to the mill here. We're going to go ahead and zero it out. This is a really nice center finder. I got it roughed in by hand, and then a lot of times what you can do is just turn the machine on and then get it zeroed out to where you want it to be. So with the machine on, you see how the needle's moving pretty good. If you turn it real slow, you'll see the needle gets to where it barely moves. Well, that's good in that direction. And you see how I went past it and it started moving more. So you just bring it back and go back to the other coordinates. And look at that. It's perfectly centered with that hole now. So then what we do is we go up to our DRO and we make sure it's set at 0. So we're pretty much good and set. Here, I'll give you a shot. I'll try not to move the camera too much, but up there, see, I set it at 0. So now we're pretty much ready to go. Get everything programmed so we can get these holes drilled and counterbored. Okay, I wanted to show you something here. On my DRO, you can program it for bolts. So what we're going to do is hit bolt definition. Okay, we want 6 holes. That's what we agreed upon. So if you enter, it wants to know center to center. In other words, since I already centered it, that's going to stay 0. So we're not going to mess with that at all. The radius, the bolt circle is 1.6, so half that is 0.8. Then that's the start angle, and it doesn't matter in this situation, so we're going to drill just on 0. But if you wanted to start off from your 0 at an angle, say 45 degrees, you could put that in here. Since we're going to start there, we're just going to leave that alone. Okay, then we're ready. So then what we do is, since we're zeroed right now, we don't really need to do anything here, but I'll just show you. So if we hit bolt use, it's going to say our hole number 1, enter. Well, there's where we drill our first hole. Then same thing again, you hit bolt use again, that's hole number 2, and there's your coordinates. So all you do is use your mill, go over and do these dimensions until it zeroes out, and then you drill your hole. So it's pretty simple, and you do that all the way through until you get to your 6th hole, and then you're done. So let's get started. All we're doing now is spotting it. Alright. This is where I hit bolt use again, hit the hole 2, just zeroing it out. And you can see this is a very simple process. Alright, here's our last spot. Okay, we'll get the drill bit set up and then we'll go ahead and drill it. I'm not going to bore you with drilling all the holes, but I figured I'd show you. It's the same principle. You use the DRO to figure out where your holes are, and then you just drill. Keep it well oiled, you know. It's a long way to drill through there. It's 1.25 inches, figured. Should be about through. There's, yep, 1.2. Alright, and then let's flip off to the next hole. It's hold these, hit number 2. And do the same thing. Just under rudder. And you start off with the next hole. Alright, I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, we need to counterbore these holes down to like 175. And what that is to allow the cap head to sit flush with the top. And the cap head is roughly around 138, plus 30 thousandths for a washer, so that's 170. I figured an extra 5 can't hurt, so we'll just go 175. Even if we go to 180, it's not going to matter. So, all right. And since I don't have a counterboard, I'm just using a 1/4 inch end mill. looks good. Where's my brush? There we go. Perfect. Next hole. I know I've seen people do it faster, counterboring like this. I like to run it slow. Continue and then we'll come back. Okay, I went ahead and set everything up. I used the same thing, you know, went around it, found the center, set up the bolt circle the same exact way. And then all we are is drilling and tapping this, so this is relatively easy on this one. So I don't have a spot drill for this, it's that long. So I'm hoping it doesn't appear to walk on me, but it's good. I can't see it walking, but you know how that is sometimes. And this is cast iron too, if you notice where the tips are coming out. Okay, all we're ready to do is tap. Okay, we're ready to tap. We're going to take our time here. A little bit of tap magic on the threads. All right. And I'm not feeding the tap down, I'm letting the machine pull the tap into everything. All right. Okay, I'll finish up and bring you back.